Welcome to Randy's Road Life, where I try to give you guys some good, information. Because, as the motto of the channel, and I forgot to say it in my last video, I don't know why or how, I guess I was a little distracted dealing with the content, is that I tried to give you guys good information that helps you make good decisions that bring about positive outcomes. That's the idea, and that's what I always strive or endeavor to do. So, as always, the title gives it away. So, what is going on with the Cargoboss fiasco? Now, I put together a couple videos, and I was really angry at that time, and so I want to take a step back and, after that anger has simmered, and paint you guys a picture of how this has gone down, right? Now, Cargoboss, as a lot of the Chicago companies, even if they're not in Chicago, they're in that area, right? What they do is they market very, very well, very professionally, and so it kind of dupes you into thinking it's actually a legitimate business. As legitimate as it is, it still steals from drivers they stole from me. So, as I seen how things were going, and I couldn't bring myself to stay there any longer. I put in a 2 weeks notice, which I did not have to do, but I did, and it's part of their policy, which I did, and I fulfilled said 2 week notice. So on my last load that went from Kingsman, Arizona to Graham, Texas, all right, I had a load coming off of US 93 out of the middle of nowhere from a wind farm. Going to another one, right? After that load, they had no load for me. They just, all of a sudden, everything dried up and no more communication from a dispatcher, things like that. And my dispatcher had already known that I was supposed to be back in Illinois to go home. And they stranded me in Texas. So I did not abandon their truck nor the trailer. I was empty after getting unloaded. And I put around $200 and some worth of fuel in the truck to make it full, and I drove all the way back to Illinois to their yard, which I dropped the truck and the trailer in their yard, and I went home. So they definitely tried to strand me. They completely disregarded my 2 weeks notice and me trying to get home, and so I got home, and they didn't pay me my last 2 weeks. They refused to give me my escrow back. They actually sent me a gag order, which I posted on here. You guys go back and see that. And they pretty much tried to blackmail me, like, if you want some of this money, not all of it. They were trying to give me like less than 25% of it. Then sign this and send it back, which was a termination notice with a gag order attached to it, and I refused. So they had no intentions of paying me anything. I finally found an attorney, and a lawsuit is about to be imminently filed. Right, attorney's already got all my information, all my settlements, statements. They got everything. Okay, so Cargoboss is about to reap what they sow. There will be consequences in how they treated me. So I wanted to pass that along to you guys, and not just in a rant, to show you that I'm just one driver, man. And like, if we stuck together and we did this, kind of like Big Rig Nation or Bonehead Truckers, things like that, we need to stick together and pass along as much information as possible on how to make these companies accountable, right? And that's what we need to do. All right. So if you guys want to know who the law firm is that I'm going through, send me an email or a comment on here, and I'll let you know. And you can pursue whoever you're going after, whoever is mistreated you or misclassified you, and you hold that company accountable. Now, let's also be aware that there are also drivers who are to blame for some of these things, right? There are some very non-reputable drivers, man. There's some bad drivers out here that cause these problems for themselves. Either the late pickups, late deliveries, they don't secure properly, they don't do their job very well, they amass tickets or violation fee. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into this. Yeah, and so a company fires an individual like this, and then next thing you know, that driver is on all over social media, talking bad about the company. So it's not always the company's fault, right? One thing we have to do is bring the receipts. Okay, we need to bring the receipts. Like, I still got text messages, I got statements, I got documents, all that stuff. And that's the thing I like about Patrick at Big Rig Nation is he requires receipts. We're not here just to badmouth companies, right? We need to let drivers know which companies are the bad ones. And unfortunately, there seems to be more bad companies than good companies. And that is not acceptable whatsoever, guys. So with that, I just wanted to let you guys know how this was going and that you guys can do the same thing too, right? I didn't pay any money up front. So when the lawsuit goes through, whether there's a settlement or we take this up to trial, however it goes, then the law firm will get their cut up front, and then I'll get my cut. That's how that works here, and that's really one of the things that makes this difficult is finding a company that will represent you without any upfront retainer fees. Okay, so with that, hey guys, like and subscribe to the channel, and like always, man, just trying to give you guys good information. That way you can make a good decision that brings about a positive outcome in your life. All right, so with that, deuces.